Welcome to Panels and Borders. I'm Dominic, and this is another episode of Road to Dune. So this is some news about some new Dune products coming out. It's not directly about the film, but all these new Dune merchandise that's coming out, it's all coming out because of the film, so they are related. This is actually board game news. So I found this article on the Nerdist. The Dune Board Game is finally getting a reprint. At this year's Game Manufacturers Association trade show in Reno, Gale Force 9 Games confirmed the update and re-release later this year of a rare classic board game, Frank Herbert's Dune. Fans of the franchise will be thrilled to hear that the original three game designers are back on board. No pun intended. Originally published in 1979 and based on the Dune novel, the space civilization power struggle game pitted players against each other as they took on the roles of warring factions, fighting for control of the spice-producing planet. The game received a second edition with the release of the David Lynch movie in 1984, but went out of print as interest declined. Since then, it has become increasingly rare and highly sought after for tabletop players and collectors alike. At this year's GAMA trade show, Gale Force 9 Games confirmed the return of the game with a brand new reprint. One lucky GAMA goer snapped a photo of the artwork. And there's a Instagram post there, some posted, so that's gonna be a look at some of the artwork for the upcoming game, and it looks pretty cool to me. In an interview with Game Trade Media, Gale Force 9's John Paul Briscotti confirmed the news and shared a few more details. We wanted to do something classic and have the original game from Peter Olatka and the guys that wrote the original Dune game, he said. The game is great. It was great in '78 and still great today. It needs a graphic update, but we've basically taken the Avalon Hill game and Peter and the guys updated the rules to modernize them a little. But fundamentally, that classic game will be out in the summer and probably in August. The re-release is expected to be just the first in a line of new Dune games from a variety of game companies, marking the first major licensed products from the franchise in almost 3 decades. Wow, that's pretty cool. And here's a look at the original 1979 board game or 78 board game. Looks like an interesting board game. I would love to. I didn't even know until I started digging into this film and all this news related to it that there was a board game about Dune back in the 70s and that it had gotten re-released back in the 80s. And here's a look at the original box art for the 78 Dune game. That's some pretty cool box art. I don't really think they need to update the box art. I think that box art just would work just as well today. So one thing about this, all this Dune news, the big thing about Dune is it doesn't have a lot of merchandise tied to it. So Dune fans don't have the same access to merchandise like, say, Star Wars and Star Trek fans. There's just like a tidal wave of Star Wars and Star Trek stuff. You can get action figures and ships and, hundreds of games, and, they've got cartoons and all this kind of stuff. And we're Dune fans, we don't have that. We've got the books, and we've got the Lynch film, the miniseries, the 2 miniseries, and like a handful of games. And there hasn't been a new Dune video game in years. And so this is good news that we're going to get some merchandise. So I'm definitely going to pick up this game when it comes out. I'll be looking forward to that in August. And be curious to see what other kind of board games they come up with, and also what kind of video games are going to be coming out for Dune. And with this news, if they're re-releasing this game, one thing I would love to see them re-release is this game here, Dune 2000, because I loved this game. And I played it and played it and played it for hours. They don't need to alter nothing, just release it just like it was, and I would love to play it all over again, because I love this game for PC. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. Thank you to all of my subscribers, and thank you for watching this video. And if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification when new videos are uploaded.